Hey guys, so today we're working on domain and range from a graph. I know you guys are pretty good at this, but here's your lesson for this week, online lesson number 6. Alright guys, so we got definitions and procedures. So first thing, domain is the set of all your x's, input or independent variable values. Remember, when you're doing domain, you're looking from left to right. On the left side, we're going to have our least or our lowest x's, and on the right side, we're going to have our greatest x's. Now range, the set of all the y values, f of x values, because these two basically could be used interchangeably. This is just function notation. The output or the dependent variable values. And when you're looking for your range, you're going to look vertically. So basically you're going to start at the bottom, because that's where your least y's are going to be at, and your greatest y's are always going to be at top. Now just going over the notation, closed circle, you're always going to use the less than or equal to sign, but it also means that it is bounded. That means it's closed on that side, and it's included in the set. Open circle means bounded but not included in the set, and you're going to use a regular less than sign. Now, arrows basically mean unbounded and infinity, so sideways 8 for infinity, and that for you're going to use the regular less than. So the first part is we're going to find the domain of this graph here. So I'm going to set up my chart just in case you want a graphic organizer. So least, choose your sign that you're going to use depending on the point or the arrow, and greatest. So remember, we always write the domain from least to greatest, and then we also write the range from least to greatest. So I'm going to use a different color here. So first thing I see on my graph that this is an open dot, so I'm going to use a regular less than. Now I notice that this is where my graph ends on the left. On the left side, on the x-axis, I have -4. I'm going to go to the right side. I see a closed dot, so that's less than or equal to. And it's closed off on the right side at 2. So now I could fill in my domain. So for my domain, it is -4 less than x less than or equal to 2, because I'm bounded on both sides. Now for the range, I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to use blue. My lowest number here happens to be here, which is 0 on the y. My highest number happens to be 3. Now I can use the same signs. I remember that this was a closed dot, so I'm going to use the less than or equal to. I see an open dot here, so it's going to be a regular low less than. So now I can write my range as my lowest number is 0 less than or equal to, because that one had the solid dot, y less than 3 is my greatest number, or my upper bound. So if I wanted to clearly write this, my domain again is -4, that's less than x, and less than equal to 2. So that means my domain is between -4 and 2. My range, 0 is less than or equal to y less than 3. All right, go ahead and hit pause and see if you want to go ahead and knock this problem out yourself. Again, go ahead and hit pause. So starting off with the domain, I'm going to go ahead and start on the left side. So here I have -5, and that was a closed dot, so I'm going to go ahead and put my less than or equal to sign. I'm going to go to the right side. It's bounded at 5, and I see an open dot, so that's a regular less than. So now I can make my graphic organizer again. least, signs, and then greatest. So my least side is -5. I have a less than or equal to there. Since we're talking about domain, that's x. We use a less than sign, and my greatest x is 5. So my domain is -5 less than or equal to x less than 5. Now for my range, I'm going to use a different color again. My lowest number, it's once again here, which is 0. And if you remember, that was a closed dot. Now my upper bound is 6, and I know that I have a open dot there, so that's the sign I'm going to use. Now I could go ahead and write my range, which was 0 less than or equal to y less than 6. Now, just for a quick thought, imagine if there was an arrow here instead. If that was an arrow, that means that this would be infinity. And so you could write your domain as -5 is less than x less than infinity, or you could just leave it as -5 is less than x, and your range would have been 0 is less than y less than infinity, or 0 is less than y. Your call. But this is the hypothetical situation. Once again, go ahead and hit pause and work out the problem yourself and find the domain and the range. Go ahead and hit pause and find the domain and range. Alright, so this time let's start off with the domain. So I see a point right here and I see a point here, so I'm going to go ahead and mark those. Less than or equal to, less than or equal to. Now I'm probably going to ruin the graph by doing this, but if I'm starting on the left, that means my lowest number is 0 on the left, and my greatest number is 6 on the right. So my lower bound is 0, and my upper bound for my domain is 6. So using my graphic organizer, least to greatest. So my lowest number is 0, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 6. Now using a different color again, my lowest number on my y, or my lower bound, again is 0 with the same sign. My upper bound this time is 90, so got 90 this way. So I could write my ranges. Lower bound or my least y is 0, less than or equal to y, less than or equal to 90. So the domain here is Thank you for watching. It was a quick video. I hope you have a good week. Take care, y'all.